I guess it is. GPS says this is the way, but I better not get lost this way, or the GPS has got some explaining to do, cause I ain't got no boss. When time is money, and money's time, I ain't got no time to be wasting that money. I'm wasting this time, ain't no funny. Looking all around, back and forth before I cross the street. You know, this how I do. It's Saturday night. I'm getting the money. Getting the money. What do you I'm getting this money. I'm getting this money and getting money. I'm getting this money because I'm getting this money. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Holy shit! Did this video really have 485 views in 7? I ain't never had a video do like this. I'm telling you, was I don't even know who this dude is. He's some like I guess African singer, some Omalay, and he had a concert, and this this guy and his girlfriend were at the concert, and the guy Omalay was bringing up fans, but like pretty much girl fans, and basically it shows the camera view of this guy and his girlfriend. The girlfriend moves away from him, like to act like she don't got a boyfriend, and then she gets caught up on stage. He brings her on stage, and there's a curtain, and all you see is the guy Omalay and this guy's girlfriend like making out and doing all this crazy stuff, and they're doing it in front of a ton of people, and the show's televised. So now millions of people know this, and they got videos of homie doing the walk of shame at home, and then it's just crazy how people are, and it's like weird, and they were dating for 7 years. They were about to get married, all types of stuff, right? And she ruined it just because some guy that really didn't even know who she was, because um, when she got on stage, he asked her name. She told him her name, but then after the concert, the guy was like, "So how was that girl that you danced with?" And he was like, "Who?" And then the guy had to remind him of what her name that hell out makes her boyfriend look that she was with for 7 years just for like 10 minutes of excitement. That's where the scares the shit out of me. This is what I said. Saw the video, you see all these girls like consoling him, like, "Oh my god, I can't believe um she did that to you." Plus, they were all giant mad that they didn't get chose, right? And you know how them girls are like the fangirls of some guy. Oh, she's cheating on you and shit. All he had to do was hire one of them girls like, yo, man, I bought purses, man. We were about to get married. I bought her a ring. I just bought this house. Man, I work all the time. I make this amount. Just make yourself look really good, man. I bought her so much stuff for Valentine's Day. Man, I never cheated. I do all this self up. And then what they gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna ride out. I'm like, yo, you know what you should do? Like, you should just come with me. We should make a fucking TikTok, and basically you'll be the girl who basically I'm with now after she messed up and now she has nobody and now we have each other and shit like that. And the shit would go viral, all types of shit. And he would have had a win-win situation, but no, he's just like all a butt hurt and upset over some fucking wankster. Fucking penis time. Never out out the fucking shit. I would have had a little tear in my eyes and stuff. We'll hang out with you. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. You'll hang out with. I would just be chilling with the shorty that I just in the crowd, still watching the concert like I didn't give a fuck. And then when she come back in the crowd after he kicked her off stage, and she tried to come back to me, I would act like I didn't even know who the fuck she was. Like, she would be saying shit to me. She'd be like, and I'll say to the girl, did you hear that? Did you hear that? I didn't, like, what the fuck? And sounds like a fucking fan is talking to me. Then she gets all belligerent and shit, and I'll be like, yo, security, security. I got this fucking waffle head over here. I got this waffle head over here. She ain't leaving me alone. They picking up the wine and beer. Oh shit. Yeah, we have it again. How much fucking there's a gate? Like, maybe the gate just opens up. this, and I'm gonna show you. Ordered has not put any type of instructions. What to do with this situation. Um, this is the type of thing that we think we talk about. Oh man, I should have accepted that. Free food. You know what's up, James? Money. Yo, it's better. Let me see. Is this even the fucking street? This is the tunnel, Northern Neck. Northern Neck. Here we go. How the fuck was I supposed to get back? Had a gate to enter their building. called. I texted. They didn't respond. No, for me to get of where they lived, um, at all, unless also it's no way I was um these items all the way to their house. I want to see real quick. Um, because I wasn't location, which is kind of messed up. I do they have there's a gate that you have to access. Here's the gate code. Anything. The only thing it says is please leave at my door. And I think it says do not knock. I've screenshotted it to just to let you know. But just like I said, the here was because somebody else followed behind them, which is freaking that some people like they live in a gated community because they don't want strangers to come in here. So how do I look, especially me being a black dude in America, sitting up at a gate and then the person comes, I reverse and then follow them back into like this strange dude follow me. They call the police. Then I leave. The police pull. What are you doing back here? How'd you get back here? Why'd you? It's just to say that somebody is delivering, and yeah. But I'll be back. Um, there's a lot of people that are retarded. And I didn't mean to say that word. I didn't mean to say that word. There's a lot of people that have a hard time. They got beef in the skate community? What?
Kickoff can help you boost your credit score by more than 50 points in just months.
I'm Frederica. I'm 33 years
That I honestly did not think I was ever going to make, but certain recent events have kind of forced my hand and forced me to respond and make this video address my beef with Jeff DeCesare, aka Jeff One Song. I think that's. I didn't think I was going to make this video is because for some of my close friends, you might know that I did not like Jeff for a long time, and I have very good reason why I didn't like him, specific events. However,
oh man, hold on. I want to know why you don't like him, because I don't like him because I beat him up. That's why I don't like him.
Ago, and I think I'm wrong, or maybe it's not that the beef still it's more certain things he has said recently have come up, and they're just not the truth to you guys. You deserve to know the truth, although some of you might not have any idea about any of this or who I'm even talking about. So for those of you who don't know Jeff DeCesare, he's a skater. He's not like a big name, a big following on Instagram. He got more well known through his YouTube video parts and his Instagram videos. He's known for being one of the most polarized they want. I like to more judge people on who they are as a person, which leads us to the drama. I'll give you guys entire timeline because how this came days ago or something. My live streams are basically I go in my background, my request live, and somebody in the chat came in and what's I hear about you, Jeff One? And I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean snitching on Jeff One? And he's like, oh, Jeff One just did a podcast with Lamont or something. And I know about I watched it after the podcast, and we watched that little section together, and I will let you guys know the truth. But before that, let me give you a timeline of my history with Jeff, why I didn't like him, and this will kind of give you a better understanding of the situation as a whole. But anyway, I moved to LA, I think around like 2013 or so. And for those of you who know me, you know I love the Happy Medium videos. I grew up watching them, being inspired by them. They're my favorite skate videos of all time. So when I moved to LA, the new Happy Medium 3 was coming out, and they had a premiere in San Diego. So me and my friends in LA, we drove down to San Diego. We went to the Happy Medium 3 premiere. It's an incredible video, by the way. But afterwards, we're standing outside talking, and Jeff comes up to me. It's my first time ever meeting him. And he's like, hey, are you Jason Park? And I was like, yeah, that's me. And he said, hey, what's up? My name's Jeff. So we shook hands, chatted for a bit. It's like, oh, it's nice to meet you. And, we went our separate ways. I thought, oh, seems like a chill guy. In 2014, it was a part of a full The Big Mahalo, and got released on Ride Channel. To this day, one of my favorite projects that I've ever worked on. I released video part in teen, and back then, before they would put out a video, they had like a little promo, or they would release tiny little snippets on YouTube to kind of promote the full part for the full project. So Ride Channel released a video trying to promote it, and the screenshot was me doing a frontside big flip, or like a hard flip front 180, frontside big spin, whatever you want to call it. And in big letters, it said NBD question mark. I think that's what the thumbnail is. And obviously I knew this was not an NBD. Of course it's been done before. I guess it was just whoever at Ride Channel's way of trying to promote the video. But anyway, the video part came out, it released online, and I was feeling happy because that in Hawaii, and I got a call from like a friend Holden. He was Jason, like, did you see that from Jeff?
We'll go in this Not any horses just going in the store. So I knew they weren't gonna have them anymore. I used to drink. Excuse me. It's like right up behind me. Woo. It's like look somewhere. Kind of want to get cotton candy. They don't have my candy. I'm telling you, fuck. What's going on over there? You see it? Push. It's really like look at all. I look, there's a fucking GoPro. That would have been so shitty. I would have never used it. So what's up? In the house. you? How are you doing? See, like with me, it's like fuck. Spend so much time in. I got fucking. So I just drink red. My, and I'm out. That's what the fuck I do now. How you doing, Tim? Oh, man. you ever fucking dickhead man on your side, man. For my gas. Shit, loud and fucking clear. Right? He says, okay. And then hands me the fucking receipt. And he hands me the fucking receipt. Right? I look at the fucking receipt and it has Red Bull, Red Bull, Red Bull, Red Bull. And I'm like, yo, this ain't the receipt. I said pump 8. He said, I gave you the receipt for pump 8. I'm like, no, it doesn't. Got Red Bull. He, oh. And then he fucking does the receipt again and he gets attitude with me. Take it. I'm like, motherfucker, I'll slap them fucking glasses off your fucking face and slap you into an old folks home. Don't fucking play with me, homie. I'm the but for real, it's like, motherfucker, how you getting mad at me because you're fucking dumb? Fucking waste man. Fucking waste man. Like the person who fucking is like yelling at me. Man, I had this one dude one night, yo. Yeah, this is probably the order. Who the fuck shit? Right? Because it's like when you order food, Uber GPS kind of, you know what I mean? You don't gotta do too much. Like, and I order food, I can be like fucking, you know, I can, whatever this dumbass did. I'm dropping off the order to his address. And he's like, there's absolutely nobody in here. This is fucking drove. Let's get back. So he's like yelling at me, dog, you gotta be at the wrong fucking address. He's like, this, this. And he's like, DC. And he says, oh, At this point, he's so embarrassed. He just hangs up. They keep adding more money onto the order. So let's say the order's $15. It keeps getting canceled for some reason. Yo, I knew I fucking did. Public. Damn it, I always be doing that shit. I don't know why my shit saved for that. It's like no wonder I'm not getting these photos. Raphi? I just want to go home and play Fortnite, to tell you the truth. Hey, dickhead, hey. Fucking dickhead. You know, I'd be so ready to smack the shit out of some people sometimes, yeah.
He's like, oh. Jeff made on so it's a video and it shows my big spin hard flip down the 3 block, and then in big letters on the screen it says no, and then it shows Jeff one doing a switch one, like a switch big spin hard flip or something, but it was like old 2008. I now remember this for the rest of my life. The caption he wrote to that video was, "I don't know why everybody's so excited for this new Jason Park part. I've been doing these tricks for years." And I was kind of confused because I'd only done that one time and then had never talked to him again. You know, had no idea about who he was as a person. And I was like, "You're calling me out. I don't even know you." Just kind of like weirded out I guess. I wasn't even like mad or like anything. I was just like, oh, that's really weird. Funny side story. After that happened, my friend Holden was with Gary Rogers from Skateline, and he sends me a video he filmed on his phone. Gary Rogers had called up Jeff and put him on speakerphone and was kind of cussing him out for doing that because, you know, Gary and I, we've been friends for a long time. Great human, by the way. And it's this video of Gary having him on speakerphone like, hey, Jeff, like, you can't be doing that, man. Like, that's super whack. That's why nobody messes with you. So I guess Jeff took down the post after Gary called him up. But yeah, that's why I didn't like Jeff. And I don't think that that's an unreasonable response to that happening to me. I think that's, you know, pretty normal. I feel like I like to give everybody a fair chance and, you know, judge them on who they are. So I saw that. I was like, okay, like, I don't like this person. And so I just didn't like him for a while up until I think 2001. My buddy Dan Corrigan filmed it with Jeff. And in the video, they talk about me. And Jeff's like, yeah, like Jason doesn't like me. I don't know why. He doesn't like me for no reason. And I remember leaving a comment on the video, like a long comment, being like, hey, I don't like you for no reason. This is why I don't like you, because you did this to me. And I like just wrote out everything that happened. After that happened, Jeff actually reached out to me. He messaged me on Instagram and he actually apologized. And I thought it was really cool. You know, we had a short little chat. He apologized to me and I accepted his apology. And I thought that was it. I thought, beef squash, I'm cool with this guy now. If things happened in the past, just let him go. I'm kind of that. I think everybody's capable of change, or at least admitting when they do something that was.
Yo, there, fucking pigs around this bitch. There's some fucking pig roast around this bitch. It's another reason why DA. It's fucking the three little pigs. Yo, is that? Can we play that together? I'm down to play that shit. Fucking three little pigs sitting in a car, got the lights on, trying to fuck with somebody's fun. Ooh, she got that. What's the first part about? Like, what you gotta do? Just like how to play the game. Thank you. Have a good night, y'all. Yo, it's so weird that I'm watching this video like back in the day. But it's kind of funny that the dude that he's talking about in this video, I've never met and hated that kid. And I've always thought that about him by the way that he skates. And it's funny that this dude's making a video like about what I assume this kid like that.
You know, not always good.
But now he
up
just
until
validated
2 days ago. So the podcast with Lamont. Let's watch it together, shall we?
What's up with you and Jason Park?
I mean, we had a little bit of beef further, a little bit, but we cleared it up some years ago. Basically, to my understanding, I guess, have you ever heard of the Slap? It's like a big internet forum where, you know, there's things. I'm surprised this hasn't been on there yet, but
They still do it.
dude, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I guess there was some topic talking about Nigel on there. And then people on that forum knew I had filmed with him. They were like, oh, what's it like filming with him? Because I'm like, yeah, he's a cool dude sometimes. Like, you know, he can like be a little mean, push you too hard to do tricks and get over it. And sometimes they'll pay you to do tricks. And I think that's the extent of what I said. I was just being honest. I didn't say anything true. And I don't really think I said anything that bad. But apparently, well, shortly after that, I saw Nigel at a park one day, and he was just acting way different towards me. Like, he wouldn't even say hi to me. And I was like, I went up to him, I said hi, whatever. And instantly, he's like, hey, Jeff, hey, were you talking shit about me on the Slap forums? And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, Jason Park told me differently. And I'm like, what the f?
He confronted you and asked about it.
Yeah, at least he was honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm like, okay, so Jason Park dined me out. Okay, that's cool.
It's crazy to me. I played video games with Jason Park one time.
Doesn't like me. Well, like I said, I guess, you know, we cleared that up slightly years ago. But for some reason, he didn't like me for a while. He just told Nigel I was talking shit, even though I don't even think I said anything that bad.
There we go. Also, I did hang out with Lamont. Seemed like a really nice guy also. But anyway, that's why I was being accused. So I met Jeff for that first time at the Happy Medium premiere 2014. This incident happened around 2015 before Jeff made that post. So this is all kind of making sense in the timeline. I meet Jeff later. This incident happens after that. He makes that angry post when that video part comes out. I'll give you guys the story about what actually happened. So I had met Nigel and we'd hung out a couple times. I considered Nigel a friend. And one day we were out skating with like a big group of us. Nigel's there and we're hanging out. And literally the night before, I was on the Slap message boards and I saw Jeff straight up leave a comment talking really bad. And I know here he's saying he wasn't, but this for sure happened. And Nigel, because Nigel's my friend. I'd known him. I considered Nigel a friend. So, of course, I'm going to tell him if I see one of his friends publicly talking badly about him or trying to bring down his image, you know, publicly is not very good. And plus, I didn't know Jeff at all. I'd met him one time for like 1 minute. Nigel, I considered a friend. So, of course, I'm going to tell him that's what friends do, right? I don't think I was being a snitch or ratting him out or anything like that. But I know the biggest bummer is that we don't have these messages because otherwise, I guess we can't really figure out who's correct or not. I think that Jeff was leaving these says that they weren't or hateful in any way. So I guess we'll never find out. Unless I have them right here in front of me. That's right. I looked these up as soon as I saw that podcast and they're still online. I just found them on the Slap message boards. And we're going to read through this together. And you guys can be the judges if I'm exaggerating and he wasn't saying anything negative. Because the whole point of this video is it's not supposed to be like, I don't like somebody, they don't like me. I want to present objective facts to you guys for you to form your own opinions. Objective truths, if you will. So let's read this together and let's find out if this was Jeff is responding to a comment. Somebody asked him, also, how do things work with Nigel Alexander and the people he features on his channel? Does he hook you guys up with any money, dinner, product when you get something good for his channel? Or does he just think you guys should be Dude is the biggest in the universe. You all already probably knew that already. I hate how he tries to act so cool on camera and trick kids into thinking he's this rad dude. The only time he will ever pay you is if you do a taser game of Skate or something. So yeah, he basically thinks you should be grateful just for being on his channel. Fool took my part off his channel for a week because he suspected me of reporting one of his videos to YouTube when it was actually a homie of mine. Interesting. Dude is the biggest douche in the universe. Seems pretty innocent to me. So yeah, that's kind of the situation. And I definitely had a beef with Jeff because of what he did to me. Thought we squashed it, but recently this has come up again. And I just kind of wanted to give my side of the story. There's two sides to every story. You know, whatever. I don't hate Jeff or anything. I think he's just another guy in the universe doing his own thing. So yeah, Jeff, if you're watching this, I don't.
Message from Uber. The correct one is the one with the Dunkin' Donuts. The building number is 2700.
Shit, here we go again. You know, it's like I can't. I'm quitting this shit. It's like this person wants me to for their fucking. This is why I hate Virginia. That are out here are just like those racist. They're all fucking like this, and this is why Virginia gets the rap that it does. And it's I mean, because of shit like this. And this guy was, I was watching this video, and this person was you ever seen those TikTok videos of like, and then the person gives it to him on TikTok, he's like, well, no, you can't, I'll give you this. And he gives this dude this egg. He opens up the eggs. And he's like, I don't know why the world is like this and everybody hates. And it's gotten to this point where nobody gets along and everybody hates each other. Fucking no history. Like, colonize the fucking world. Think about how those people live. Natives that were here, right? They didn't have to work. They didn't have to filter their water. They had food for the winter. They had free food, right? Free shelter, free everything, right? The only thing they had to do every day was maybe go hunting and fishing and shit like that. But they didn't have to do all this shit, right? Africa, same fucking way. Peru, Amazon, Australia, all over the world. Everybody was living land, right? Until Europe going through the Black Death because they didn't know how to irrigate, they didn't know how to fucking grow, they didn't know how to do anything, and they basically killed off half of their fucking more about gold and clothes and all this other shit. It didn't matter, and they didn't know how to. They didn't have clean drinking water, invented guns and fucking swords, and they were killing each other. And then after they didn't have any. That shit, we're gonna make them work to fucking regain it. And that's the fucking world. So now you have these people that fucking like are just fucking lazy. All right, there are two Avalon buildings. The correct one with the Dunkin' Donuts. The building number is 275. The code to the front door. I don't fucking see. The fuck is the front door? Like, I seriously don't fucking see the front door to this fucking building. This whole building is 250. All right, so I'm gonna take a video. I gotta videotape this, right? I mean,
Right next to the salon.
like, you don't even fucking say. Daniel, fuck you, stupid bitch. You fucking choke on your food. All right, so we're gonna show this. There's two of my buildings, right? This is the shit. Like when you have more than
Next to Dunkin'.
all right. When you have more than 6 directs place, you need to fucking come down and get your own shit, right? It's like I don't fucking like I don't. I'm not trying to find a fucking place. And look, when we come on this street, right? She's saying it's next to Dunkin'. Oh, it's not next to fucking Dunkin'. It's down from, I believe. Oh, shit. Let me see. It's not. It's down from Dunkin'. All right, so let's go check and see how long this takes me to put up this shit up. I need to wear my fucking neck. In the car. Please have it. All right, so I have for me to record. I gotta put this on the charger when we're done. I have to enter the building. Right, we saw this. Now I have to. The fuck 360? Like it's like this shit is not self-explanatory. So I'm like, this freaking time. Like I don't know how this shit works. I'm sending all this to the thing. Like I don't. Oh no. I'm gonna wait here. Just you just want to go. No, I'm gonna wait till they come down here because they told me that. How do you type in code? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's that's for me. Yeah, it's that thing right there. That. Oh. I think you said the leasing box. Yeah, that's second. Yeah, this thing doesn't work. Yeah. Okay. All right. Have a nice night. Oh, you too, man. Take care. Oh, you too. Yo, like why? People are so fucking funny. It's like I don't even know. Skip. Like, all right. So hold on. I gotta go back. I gotta go back to show y'all, and I gotta film this too. Right. Let's need this for documentation. All right. So when you normally come here, right? He's like, you gotta type in the code. It's like I showed you. He's like, it's the ball that's lit up, right? This is what he tells me. Now this looks like the ball that's lit up, right? I would not think that this was this. This is like we scan your team, but I guess this is the code we type in. So I'm over here trying to type it. I can't figure this out, but it's this, which would make more sense for him to say it's beside this box. Because it's like nobody's gonna know that. And then just like I've been trying to say, I meant to show you. I meant to show y'all too. So this is the button that's lit up. Come in here. What button do you see that's lit up? This button. So when I press this button, it comes up and he's telling me to put in a code. Right? He's telling me to put in a code, and I'm like, I can't put in the code. There's no way for me to put my numbers. And this is what he said. The button is lit up. But what he meant is this. This is the button that's lit up. That doesn't even look like a button. You know what I mean? That to me looks like a key fob thing. Like, you know what I mean? We have one of those at my building. I wouldn't think that you could type numbers into that. I don't know. It's like it's not self-explanatory. And then just like I said, he would be better realistically. Like when I'm thinking about it, it would be better if he said, "Oh no!" If he said, it's right beside Hot Work." Because he said it's right beside Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts is right down there. But, like, when you go all the way this space, his door is dark. So you can't really see anything. There's, like, a lot of space between Dunkin' Donuts and his apartment complex. So you kind of get lost because the GPS, like, the GPS was, like, way over there, I believe. But it's whatever. He came down, he got the order. This is like what I like to explain to drivers and to Uber, that sometimes stuff is not our fault. And realistically, it's not our fault. And I feel that, like, him now, what is he going to do? He's going to report me like I did something wrong because I didn't deliver to his door. Right? Well, realistically, it's really not my fault for not being able to deliver to his fucking door. Like, honestly, it's not my fault. It's 100% his fault. For one, just for giving bad fucking directions. like I could have given easy directions, or not even that. I could make it real easy. When something is that difficult, here we go with another one. This is why I was just telling my mom earlier today, this area sucks. All of these don't fucking understand. Like, they don't understand like Uber. Or they understand Uber and they just don't care. They want too much from drivers. And I know I sound like I'm fucking complaining, but they want way too much from drivers. It's like, and there's a big difference. Coming from me, and I delivered in Annapolis, I delivered in Columbia, Baltimore, fucking, where else? What's that area that I used to deliver in all the time? Glenny. I mean, there's a bunch of places I fucking delivered in Maryland. Nobody was like that. Nobody was like that. It's like 90% of people in Maryland were like great customers and made delivering easy. It's the complete opposite here. It's like 90% of all customers in fucking Virginia are fucking horrible pieces of shit, and like 10% of them are good. And it's why my acceptance rate, my rating went down. Like, I've been delivering with Uber Eats since 2016. I've kept a 98 to 100 satisfaction rate. Since I've moved to fucking Virginia and started working, my fucking rating has gone down to 78%. And I do less trips now than I ever have. That is, and to the naked eye, that would look like it's a me problem, but it's not. It's the fucking customers' problem. They're fucking snobby. If they don't get their way, they're gonna report. It's like if somebody goes into a fucking restaurant and certain people just fucking complain no matter how good the fucking service is. And that's kind of how Virginia is with people. I think Virginians are the homes of the Karens. And it really sucks. But that's why I hate Virginia. I think Virginia is one of the worst places to fucking live. And I'm almost at the point where I'm ready to give up on even being in my kids' lives because I can't be in Virginia anymore. I can't do it. I would rather, because I'm gonna end up fucking self harming myself. Like, I would rather not be in their lives and move away, and hopefully one day they find me than to live in Virginia. That's how fucking bad Virginia is. I've always hated Virginia. That's the only thing that I'm ashamed of, is that I was born and raised in fucking Virginia. There's nothing good in Virginia. Virginia was like one of the only places too that fucking arrested people for interracial marriage. Like, they're backwards on everything. And everybody in Northern Virginia pretty much sucks. Like, fucking gate code. Here's a gate code. Like, I don't want to type in codes and all types of shit to deliver food. I'm just trying to pick up fucking food and drop it off. Like, why do y'all gotta make it so fucking difficult? Like, I don't fucking understand it. But I do know why. And it's really why I'm borderline racist. 9:11 a.m. Oh, so what was this drop off, Suzanne?
You. I just want you to maybe be careful about what you say if it makes me potentially look bad. But that's it for this video. This whole thing is pretty stupid. Don't want to go on any longer about it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you later. Bye-bye. On a final note, I do want to apologize to you guys if this video came off as too negative. I was not trying to make a video attacking somebody. It was genuinely just an attempt to defend myself because I thought it was necessary. I do believe that there is already too much negativity in skateboarding. And while I do enjoy it, like I actually do secretly enjoy skate drama when it doesn't involve me. Like, come on, it's fun, obviously. I personally don't want to be a source or have my YouTube channel be a source of those sorts of things. And plus, I don't exactly have a lot of room to judge others. I'm just a goon with a YouTube channel and a terrible trick selection. I just want to say that I'll hopefully not have to make another video like this. This will be the last one, and we'll go back to mindless skating of me doing the worst tricks possible. And that's what I like. Yeah.
What the fuck am I doing? Came up something good. Did somebody steal my car? No, I didn't park over there, huh? I gotta stop buying this candy. Because my name is Andy. And I love Sandy from SpongeBob. She sucks my dick like corn on the cob. Fuck it, 'cause he called me Rob. I called her Bob.
Feathered tool through him until it was butted up directly against the boy's neck. Red rained down over the front of his outfit as Anne bit down hard on her fist. Timmy had become his costume. Cemetery strain. Jesse and Noah sat together near an old crypt while he finished twisting the joint ends shut. Her species costume had come to life. It was by far the best thing she'd ever produced. She only wished there was a mirror around them the whole night to keep admiring it. After time faded, the memories wouldn't do it justice. They'd better be sure to take a few videos, too. Noah, on the other hand, looked like he just got out of work. His costume was thoughtless and boring. Asylum worker was more dated than a calendar. Excruciatingly unoriginal. The kind of costume that was overlooked at conception. It had never been intriguing. Jessie spruced it up as best she could with splats of her homemade fake blood recipe. At least that added a little color. It always amazed her how you could cover just about anything under the moonlight in blood, and it would look fucking stellar. Noah lit up the joint and took a deep drag. You know, we could have just drove. They let me borrow the Fiat again. Who wants to drive on Halloween? Don't you like walking down the streets and seeing freaks and monsters all around you? And there's nowhere I'd rather be than this graveyard. It feels so right being at a place like this tonight, don't you think? Yeah, it's lovely, he replied, taking an additional hit while Jesse watched the orange tip flare. We're not gonna brag. You know, we could have just drove. They let me kind of costume that was overlooked at conception. It had never been intriguing. Jesse spruced it up as after time faded, the memories wouldn't do it justice. They'd better be sure to take a few videos, too. Cemetery strain. Jesse and Noah sat together near an old crypt while he finished twisting the joint ends shut. Her species costume had come to life. It was by far the best thing she'd ever produced. She only wished there was a mirror around them the whole night to keep admiring it. After time faded, the memories wouldn't do it justice. They'd better be sure to take a few videos, too. Noah, on the other hand, looked like he just got out of work. His costume was thoughtless and boring. Asylum worker was more dated than a calendar, and excruciatingly unoriginal. The kind of costume that was overlooked at conception. It had never been intriguing. Jessie spruced it up as best she could with splats of her homemade fake blood recipe. At least that added a little color. It always amazed her how you could cover just about anything under the moonlight in blood, and it would look fucking stellar. Noah lit up the joint and took a deep drag. We could have just drove. They let me borrow the Fiat again. Who wants to drive on Halloween? Don't you like walking down the streets and seeing the freaks and monsters all around you? And there's nowhere I'd rather be than this graveyard. It feels so right being at a place like this tonight, don't you think? Yeah, it's lovely, he replied, taking an additional hit while Jesse watched the orange tip flare. We're not going to be young forever. Soon this day will be more for our kids than us. Noah let out a deep cough, seemingly caught off guard. Kids? Did I miss something? When did we plan on having kids? Ha! I meant any potential kids we might have. You know, after we're done with college and living our dreams and shit. Everyone always thinks it's going to last forever, but I'm betting it'll be over before we know it. At least that's what every miserable parent I know needs. Jesus, you really are an old soul. Let's not get too depressed, though. We're trying to have ourselves a good night now, aren't we? Noah reminded her, finally passing over the joint. She took another deep drag and held it for about 7 seconds, responding while exhaling. Right on. Well, it's puff puff pass, isn't it? Come on, you know the rules. No getting more stoned than me, he joked, holding his hand out. What is this stuff, anyway? Well, they're calling it the cemetery strain. Mwahaha! His maniacal voice was ridiculous. No, seriously, what is it? Tastes almost moldy. I'm not joking, that's what they call it. What? Do they call it that because it tastes like something died? No, it's actually a little more serious than that. I guess the kid that created the strain took in a little too much of it. He accidentally knocked over his ashtray while he was passed out, and whoosh, his whole house went up in smoke. You're lying, Jesse yelled, punching him in the arm with a hard shot. Ouch! Relax, Rhonda. I'm for real. I heard aside from the few smoke that night. A few weeks later, he started canning tons coming up sour. Viewed the house and uncovered the problem. All the firefighters battling the of the most potent. It was all of the fucking smoke from his stash and grow farm that got them higher than Hendrix. That's so insane. You really have an unbelievable excess of useless but highly entertaining information. Thank you? I think for the most part it's all just marketing. People make up crazy ass names for things that sound fun. They usually have nothing to do with the product. I mean, do you want to just smoke some weed? Or do you want to smoke the Blueberry Purple Coaster Crush? Same as a Happy Meal. They're not really selling food in that name. More just happiness, I guess, Jesse agreed. Damn right they are. The concept still somehow gets me hungry, though. Either that or all the weed we're always smoking. Well, what do you say we get to the party then? Definitely. Just a second here. Noah bent down and picked up the 40-ounce of King Cobra from beside the gravestone and started chugging the remaining third of the bottle until it had all disappeared. He tossed the empty carelessly in front of him, and it landed beside a relatively new stone. He turned toward it and unzipped himself. Noah! What the hell are you doing? Don't you have any respect? Jesse screamed out in anger. Oh, come on, Jess. Do you really think... He paused, focusing for a moment on reading the name of the headstone. That Emily Black cares? She's in heaven or something, not here anymore, he said, beginning to slur his words. When Noah finished, he turned around to find Jessie had left him behind. She was storming back toward the gate, less than amused by Noah's dickhead. Hey, Jess, wait up! I was just messing around, he yelled, zipping his fly while still trying to play catch-up. This place is a zoo. The Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular was one of the most highly anticipated and entertaining activities of the year at Roger Williams Park and Zoo. Pictures of highly detailed pumpkins carved out to perfection with their orangey interiors illuminated. They had everyone from Prince to Ren and Stimpy to George W. Bush to Gremlins accounted for. It was the perfect balance of celebrity intertwined with scary. It embodied all of the staple slashers of the horror genre, as well as the lesser knowns. It was a mesmerizing stroll overrun with couples and families all wanting to be a part of the compelling Halloween aura and creepy festivities. The path that people were led down was normally the zoo trail. If you came at just the right time, you could see both the animals and nature.
Edith Door, 892 gate code.
Animals and nature mixed with the macabre and chilling ornamentation. The place was a favorite for locals, leaving the parking lot always jammed to a bursting capacity. The Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular was exactly that. Every year after the last tour, all the park hands and zookeepers got together to throw a little bash and spoil the animals with some treats. Juan had been working at the zoo for just over 3 years.
Please leave your message for 4133017.
Alright, yeah, so I'm gonna do it. But hello. Let me see. So tasty kebab for today. Alright, this is yours. There you go. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy. I have no clue. I finally am delivering to somebody's house. I guarantee you, too, the two people that I delivered to that made the delivery difficult, right? I guarantee you the ones that didn't tip.
Having to trek through a rough South Providence hood regularly while growing up had galvanized his exterior. If the guy wanted to throw hands, he was happy to appease him. Hopefully it didn't come to that, but a fight here or there could get the blood flowing. It was a favorite for locals, leaving the parking lot always jammed to a bursting capacity. The Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular was exactly that. Every year after the last tour, all the park hands and zookeepers got together to throw a little bash and spoil the animals with some treats. Juan had been working at the zoo for just over 3 years. He knew how the celebrations went. This was like their Christmas party, since the zoo didn't really operate during the brutal winter months. They went all out, kind of a one-day hall pass to do or say anything and then see how the chips fell. Last year, they'd fallen the way Juan could have only dreamt. After a few dozen drinks, the group was inebriated beyond repair. At the time, he was relatively new and viewed as an intriguing commodity amongst his female counterparts. Everyone was so fucked up that fucking was the only reasonable progression from there, and fuck they did. He'd sat down on the Ronald McDonald bench near the ostriches when the overly intoxicated Isabel followed him out. She'd been chatting in a secret and mischievous manner with her girl, Evelyn, for the better part of the evening. It seemed like a wonderful conspiracy when Evelyn followed behind her just a few moments later. The end result was an incredibly sloppy but satisfying threesome that transpired in the nippy chill of the frigid autumn air. They used the ridiculous park bench while the birds watched on. It was actually a foursome, if you counted the life-size plastic Ronald McDonald figure fused to the bench surface beside them. He couldn't really do much, but he got a lot of cheap rubs in. Isabel and Evelyn were there again, but they seemed to really take a liking to the new guy Mark. It might not just fall into place like last Halloween. He might need to do a bit of strategizing this round. Mark was alone with them now, so Juan knew he needed to lock up quickly and get back before they found a new flavor of the year. They usually left the pumpkin, so the path to the front glowed eerily while he was en route. Once he reached the gates, he snapped the bulky master lock over the big chain and snapped it shut. Now it's time to get back to the bitches, he whispered, looking down at his junk. Right? He asked, posing the question to his penis like he was expecting it to say something back. The conversation he was having with himself was broken up by a shriek coming from the chimpanzee exhibit. They began pounding and rattling the steel fencing violently. It wasn't a completely uncommon occurrence, but he still thought he should check on them. As he got closer to the bellows of the chimps, he saw a massive, ominous figure looming in the shadows. The figure sat just outside of the glow of the jack-o'-lanterns. He assumed that they might have a straggler from the last run and inched a little closer to him. The chimps were going bananas now, absolutely losing their minds. Overcome with fury, it was easy to understand that they hated the presence. Their mouths jabbered madness, and their eyes filled with fury while their crooked fingers curled around the metal fencing. Hey, Chief, the last walkthrough ended about 30 minutes ago. Anyone else with you? He asked the figure, anticipating a response. After another few beats of silence, he tried once more. I'm going to have to take you to the gate. We can't have anyone in here after hours. We're closed. Juan was a pretty stout kid and felt confident when it came to self-defense. A few years of boxing at the YMCA and having to trek through a rough South Providence hood regularly while growing up had galvanized his exterior. If the guy wanted to throw hands, he was happy to appease him. Hopefully it didn't come to that, but a fight here or there could get the blood flowing. He began to hear something previously muddled by the outrage of the chimps, something odd. He couldn't quite place what it was at first until he noticed the shape's chest puffing in and out to the rhythm. It was a haggard, struggling breathing pattern like an old man wheezing. Hey, dude, is everything okay? You having trouble breathing? He approached him as he finished his question, but only once his eyes had finally adjusted to the dark. He could see the disturbing qualities of the odd character before him. He realized immediately that he'd made a mistake. A Herculean, blood-soaked psychopath wasn't the one he was looking to throw with. The chimp's unruliness and hissing only intensified as Edmund grabbed Juan by the shirt and drove his gargantuan fist into his nose. As his target hit the ground, blood drained from his bent nose like a dozen periods. Edmund used both hands to elevate his stunned body above his head and toss him over the railing. He accomplished the strenuous task with the ease of reprimanding a child. Juan's body landed in the dirt near about 4 of them. They wasted no time in going to work on him. One of the animals restrained his arms, while another bit down on his hand. When it pulled its mouth away, only his thumb and the chewed-up pinky had managed to remain intact. The chimp, tired of his horrified moans, quickly grabbed hold of his tongue and placed his clubbed foot on his forehead. It pulled back mightily as its bicep bulged. The sound of the tough mouth muscle ripping through the autumn air could be heard. After some additional effort, the wet meat split entirely away from Juan's blood-filled orifice, and the chimp began to chomp on the gamey, jumping muscle. It took some concentrated chewing, but after a few seconds, it managed to swallow it. Edmund kept watching quietly as they continued Juan's destruction. He defended them off and made it back to his feet. He closed his mouth and tried to contain the massive amount of blood he was losing from where his tongue had been taken. He staggered, cheek like a pufferfish, and the red trickled down his chin. Suddenly, another chimp came from behind him and punched him in the balls. The blow was so stiff that it forced him to blow the blood load in his mouth and spit it all over his aggressor. This seemed to only further agitate, as the chimp followed up with an additional nut-cracking assault that caused him to bend forward and fall to his knees. Next, they shredded through his pants, leaving his lower area exposed. Although Juan's speech had been disabled, he still tried to beg them to stop with his eyes and inaudible murmurs. They did no such thing. Instead, the mother seemed to be attracted by his pathetic sniveling actions. She set a crushing hold upon his wrinkly nuts with one hand and his limp cock in the other, and pulled them in opposite directions. She dug her coarse fingers into the bottom of Juan's ball bag, and she made pulling off his penis look much easier than his nuts were. She didn't eat all herself. She gave part of his testicles to her babies. Her unhinged children then quickly gathered around her as they graciously devoured his sexual organs together. Edmund watched one of the smaller ones pull at Juan's face, removing chunk after chunk of skin and flesh from him until hints of his facial bones started to uncover. He was either already dead or too in shock to offer a proper reaction. The chimp screeched playfully and stretched the torn-off globs of Juan's face over its own and tried to scare the other monkeys in its family. It almost seemed like they were playing their own little Halloween tricks on each other. They had become much calmer since abolishing Juan. Their height dropped down to a simmer, and they were suddenly so filled with joy that they were hardly making a peep